Dear students, welcome. I think all you are fine. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the some of the major landforms created on the earth surface as a process of exogenic forces. So endogenic forces already we have discussed regarding the earthquake, the seismic activities, all we have discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the exogenic forces which are coming from the exterior of the earth. The first of all we are going to get that the concept of weathering and erosion. The weathering and erosion, these two are very much related to the words of what related to the particular type of the force which acts upon the earth's surface from the outside, that is known as exogenic forces. So what is weathering? Weathering means breaking down of the rocks. Weathering is the breaking up of the rocks of the earth's surface by the agents of weather. Which are the agents of weather? Temperature, humidity, rainfall, all these are associated with the weather. Apart from these, the glaciers, the rivers, the running water in any other form, they also ensure the breaking down or the disintegration of the rocks of the earth's surface. That is referred as the weathering. So weathering refers what? Weathering refers the breaking up the rocks or disintegration of the rocks, whereas erosion is the wearing away the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. So erosion means when the materials, those which has been already weathered and they are going to move to one place to another, means the materials, they will not be stay over there, that is referred as the erosion, and that is mainly done by the wind, glaciers and water by in the form of the rivers. They are most impressive and most common in this regard. So first of all we are going to know about the work of the river. What is a river? I think all you have seen the river in your locality. River is the natural flow of water along with the slope. A river generally have the three courses: upper course, middle course and lower course. That first stage where the river they usually originate, that is referred as the source, and rivers they usually originate from the heighted place, means from the mountains or from the plateaus they can originate. And at the time of origin, due to the very high slope, due to the very steep slope, in that particular portion the river at its source is very much destructive. It has the great capability to erode the materials. But when the river they enter into the middle stage, that time we can see that the river they usually enter into the plain areas, and due to the entering into the plain areas we can see there is gradual decrease of the slope, and due to the slope the force of water they usually get reduced. And as the force of the water or the river usually get reduced, that time we can see what? We can see that the river they start deposition rather than the erosion. And even also with the very last stage where the river they usually merged with the ocean, that is referred as the mouth of the river. In that mouth of the river or near to the mouth of the river also do the same activity, that is mainly deposition. So work at the time of work of the river, step by step we will see that in which stage, in which manner they used to do some changes, bring some changes, and they are related to the erosion or deposition. So first thing, at the source of the river, where the river they usually get originate in that place. The rivers they usually mainly do the erosional work due to its force. Maximum force of water is available in the higher altitude where the slope is not gentle. In such places we can see the river they are very much erosive, and they usually ensure the landforms. They usually create such landforms, which landforms are referred as the erosional landforms. So in this portion we are going to know about the erosional and depositional work of the river. So the first stage of the river, it is mainly associated with the erosional works. In the second stage we can see that the depositional work mainly, side by side some of the erosional works are also there, and in the last stage mainly the deposition used to takes place. So in this regard, first of all we are going to get some of the erosional landforms.
Now, dear students, look at the diagram. Here you are getting three stages of the river: youth, maturity, and old age. The river's journey, it is mostly similar to the life of the human beings. In youth, we are destructive, we are more energetic, and river also in the same way do the erosion. So river in the youth stage do the erosion. In the maturity means when the river they enter into the plain region, that time we used to see that the depositional work of the river. And in the old stage, the river they used to do the depositional work. What is the reason behind it? The first stage, in the U stage, the river they usually go through the hilly terrain, high mountain region. So the force of the water is very much. And in the maturity stage, when it enters into the plain region, that time we can see that the slope of the particular place usually get down, or it usually reduced. That is why the force of the water remain very low. That is why there is only deposition, very less number of erosional work we used to see. In the old stage, when the river they usually going to merge with the ocean, that time we can see also that the same kind of work. Then in this stage the river they usually become very feeble and not able to do the erosional work. They used to do the deposition. This is a photograph of waterfall and an example of first stage of the river or U stage of the river. This is the picture of Hodru waterfall of Jharkhand. See what is the force of the water. They can cut the rocks or the boulders also. So once again, recap for the river stages. Youthful or the upper stage, it is small, fast-flowing rivers high up in the mountains. Erosion takes place here. Next one, mature or the middle stage, wider but slower rivers flowing down gentle slopes. Maximum deposition and erosion is very less. In the third stage, in the old stage, river they usually flow very wide way and through the plain obviously, and it is near to the sea. Deposition takes place here. We do not see that any kind of erosional work, maximum work that is related to the deposition. So here we are going to discuss about some of the erosional landforms of the river. The first one is the V-shaped valley or the valley. Valleys they start as a small and narrow rills. The rills they gradually develop into the long and wide gullies with further deepens forming a valley. Dear students, so you have got the two words, that is rill and gully. What is the meaning of rill? Rill means that the narrow channels which are being created over the surface due to the heavy rainfall, initially that is referred as the rill. When they deepens, when they become the more wider, then it is referred as the gully. So when gullies they deepen, when the gullies they become the more wide and also the deep, then it turns into a valley, and through the valley the river they usually passes. There are two factors related to the formation of valley. What they are? Number one, very steep slope of that particular mountainous region, and the force of water that is also assisted by the slope of that mountain. So when the slope j usually increases, obviously the velocity of water or the force of water they used to increase, and due to that reason we usually see deep cutting of the region by the rivers or the running water along with the slope. So rather than the sideward erosion, we can see that the force of water they usually ensure the deep cutting of the channel, and it is known as the formation of valley. Two common words which are used to identify the valleys, they are gorge and canyon. There is confusion in the mind of the students what the gorge and the canyon. Actually gorge it is being used in European countries, even also in India. At the time of saying the river valleys we used to refer the word gorge, and canyon it is being referred in North American countries. So gorge and canyon they are mostly similar. They are actually the river valley, but there is little bit difference in their shape and that the formation process also. So what is gorge? A gorge is a deep valley with very steep to straight sides, and a canyon is characterized by the steep step-like sides, slope, and may be as deep as gorge. It is the photograph of a valley. It is created by the river Damodar. Try to understand what is the enormous force of water by which this channel has been created vertically. Now we are going to know about the another most impressive landform created by the river in its journey through the first phase or the upper stage. It is waterfall. What is the mechanism behind the formation of waterfall? Waterfall is simply the fall of enormous volume of water from a great height. So when the water they usually fall with huge amount or enormous volume from a great height, it is referred as the waterfall. What is the reason behind it? There are two reasons for the formation of waterfall. Number one, that is relatively resistance of the rocks, and difference in topographic reliefs. Look at the diagram. You can understand what is the meaning of these two factors. Relatively resistance rocks means existence of the hard and soft rocks. Hard rocks they are less eroded, less affected by the exogenic force here by the rivers or by the water. But the soft rock they usually get eroded more by the falling of water. At the time of falling of water, the soft rock they usually get eroded. So as a consequence, what we used to see, a platform or the hanging position used to create from where the water they usually come down with a great force. And what is the meaning of the relative difference in the topographic relief? Water they usually form from the upper side to the comparatively lower portion. So that difference, height difference in the topography, height difference in the land mass, it is referred as the relative difference of topographic relief. So from the heighted place, when the water they usually fall, that is referred as the waterfall, and the hard rock they usually develop such situation in which water can fall forcefully. So what is the role of the hard rock here? Hard rock create the hanging valley. What is hanging valley? it is just like the springboard in a driving pool. Two more important landforms which are created side by side of the formation of waterfall, they are plunge pool and pothole. First of all, we will discuss about the pothole. What is pothole? Pothole means a small cylindrical depression in the rocky beds of the river valley is called potholes. So when the force of water enacted on the surface, it usually lead to the weathering or breaking down of the rock. That rock fragment, they usually start dancing, they usually start movement circularly with the help of the falling water, and that falling water or waterfall also assist or provide that kind of energy by which the rock mass on which the water is falling, that also get eroded. Not only eroded by the force of water, by the movement of the such fragments of the rocks inside that circular body, that is referred as the pothole. So potholing is the process in which the fragments of the rocks caught in water start dancing circularly. It is known as pothole. In the footstep of the waterfall, a pool used to create or a water body used to develop due to the increasing of the depth, that is referred as the plunge pool. Once again, recap the formation of potholes. Steps are given here and also the photograph diagram also given. Please follow it. This is the photograph of a pothole. Look at the circular or the cylindrical depression has been created at the time of flow of water. Next one, river terraces. What is river terraces? Step benches along the river is called the river terraces. In the junction point of such terraces or the steps, we can also see the formation of plunge pools. We can also see the existence of the potholes, etc. also. So when the rivers, they usually come down step by step in this way, they can also lead to the formation of potholes as well as also plunge pool. Another regarding the river terraces. River terraces are surfaces making old valley floor or floodplain levels. They may be alluvial terraces consisting of the stream deposits. River terraces are basically products of erosion as they result due to the vertical erosion by stream into its own depositional floodplain. So river terraces can be also found in the plain areas also. River terraces are the surface marking old valley floor or floodplain levels. They may be alluvial terraces consisting of the stream deposits. So you can also see that there are the two types of terraces. Paired terraces means the both sides they will be similar, unpaired they will not be similar to each other. Here the some points as given to remember the formation of the river terrace. You will go through. Next one, interlocking spurs. Interlocking spurs means what? When the rivers they are not able to erode the hard materials, very particularly when the mountains they are not being cut by the rivers they compelled to take the curves. Such curves are referred as the interlocking spurs, and it is mostly similar to the meanders, those which are found also in the plain areas. So meanders in the upper stage can be referred as the interlocking spurs. Students, are you getting any similarity with the practical life with this picture? Yes, it has a similarity if we interlock the fingers and the thumbs.